Hot Springs Village Inside Out is a closer look at the largest gated community in North America, spanning 26,000 acres in the Ouachita Mountains in south central Arkansas. Join me, Randy Cantrell, and some occasional guests as we explore Hot Springs Village Inside Out. HSV Inside Out is sponsored by Ike Eisenhower State Farm. Ike and his award-winning team have been serving the insurance needs of folks all around Hot Springs Village since 1998. Call Ike Eisenhower State Farm today at 501-984-4100. That's 501-984-4100. Find them online at ikeeisenhower.net. Call them today for all your insurance needs because, like a good neighbor, Ike Eisenhower State Farm is there. Also sponsored by McGraw Realtors, located in the heart of Hot Springs Village, the fastest growing real estate office with over 30 agents and staff. Executive brokers Lori and Ken Henderson, along with realtor and waterfront specialist Rick Marshall, they're eager to share the special features of Hot Springs Village with you. For a complimentary relocation packet, call Ken and Lori at 501-276-3018 or Rick Marshall at 501-601-RICK. They are McGraw Realtors of Hot Springs Village. Let's take a walk on the DeSoto Multi-Purpose Trail. This, according to alltrails.com, it is given a 4.6 review. That's by 112 reviewers. It is 3.4 miles, 203 feet in elevation, and it takes approximately 1 hour and 11 minutes to complete. It's a loop, and it is inside Hot Springs Village, Arkansas. It's generally considered an easy hike. I'm not going to take the entire 1 hour and 11 minutes with you, but it's a great trail for bird watching, for running, for walking, and you will even find an occasional electric bike or even somebody that's determined to use the old-fashioned pedal kind of a bike. Dogs are welcome, but as always, they must be on a leash. This is the oldest trail in Hot Springs Village, and there are a number of residential areas that you will see, as well as the DeSoto Golf Course and other recreational areas. You can park at the main trailhead, which is on Kalela Road. And there's not a lot of parking, but there's some parking. And as you can tell, it's a beautiful walk. And this is asphalt that we're walking on, which is unique. One of the very few that is kind of a paved bit of trail. So as we keep walking here, I want to talk with you about how retiring to Hot Springs Village can really simplify your life, and I will insert along the way how it absolutely helped us simplify our lives, that was a big priority for us. As you look down, you're looking at the DeSoto Golf Course on the other side of those trees. You know, retiring to Hot Springs Village, and even though we haven't retired, but as we have approached this retirement age and found ourselves spending a lot of time here in the village, it absolutely gave us a unique opportunity to just simplify life, I call it practical minimalism. It gave us the opportunity to practice practical minimalism. We are not minimalists. You won't find just, one chair, one table kind of a thing in our house, but our house is not nearly as cluttered with just stuff and furniture as we once lived. That's not always the case for folks here inside the village. Some people, it's a hard habit to break, but there are many of us that, as we get older, we really embrace, let's just purge. Let's just simplify our life when it comes to possessions and, frankly, a variety of other things as well. We say it just constantly because I don't think it can be overstated, because it probably is one of the huge attractions for you to even consider what retiring to Hot Springs Village might look like, and that is just the cost of home ownership. Just the purchase price of a house is just so much lower, especially than those of us who came from some big metro area like Dallas-Fort Worth or Houston or Chicago, Lincoln, Nebraska. I mean, any number of other places that aren't just massive big cities necessarily, but where the cost of living is just higher. And to buy a home is more expensive than it is here. There are deals galore, and there are also high-end houses that you can spend as much as you want. So it's a community that's diverse in that regard. And this is something that it just comes up all the time. People who have never visited the village really are curious and wonder, and in fact, in some cases, rather anxious, that is because they see gated. It's a gated community, and so they instantly think exclusive and super high end and a lot of golf courses. And so if there's that many golf courses and there are that many lakes, then you're in a lake community, you're in a golf community if you're inside the village, and those are bound to be extraordinarily pricey because, well, back where we came from in Dallas-Fort Worth, they are pricey. And it's just not the case here. It absolutely is not the case. So that lower cost of living gives us the ability to really simplify our life from a financial perspective, which is huge. Arkansas doesn't tax Social Security benefits, and property taxes are some of the lowest that you're going to find anywhere in the country. And so the ability for us at this stage of our lives to simplify our budget is absolutely in play. And I've done a cost breakdown, kind of a monthly breakdown of utilities and various other things for our household. And you can use that as a comparison. I'd encourage you to go back and check out that video. And that helps simplify things. You know, when all of the line items in your budget, when those can be reduced, and when many of them maybe can be eliminated, and all of a sudden, you know, maybe you had 50 items on your budget, and all of a sudden you're down to 30 line items. That simplification at this stage of life is really just, it's a burden lifted. It's a big burden lifted. Maintenance-free living was a big priority for us, and it is one reason that we chose to buy a new home, a home that had just, was a brand new home. It had never been sold before, and we knew everything in it is going to be new. And yes, there's going to be maintenance if you want to keep it up, and we do. But it's not like living in a home that's 50 years old. And there are a number of homes here in the village because the village is now 55 years old, and there are homes in here that are close to that age, if not that age. And so, those maintenance costs, they could creep up, or some of them can hit you, smack dab in the face. If you have to replace your heating and air conditioning system, yeah, you're probably looking at probably strong 4 figures, and it could crack 5 figures depending on your situation, and just other maintenance costs. For us, maintenance-free living was a really important thing, and coming to Hot Springs Village gave us the opportunity to do that. We intentionally selected a home that did not have a basement, that did not have a crawl space. There's huge advantages now to having both. The crawl space perhaps may be needed because of the terrain where the house is, and it may provide just an exceptional view. Ditto on a basement. And in a basement, it's just additional space that you could use, and many people use that space for a bedroom suite that they can rent out at Airbnb or something. So this is one of those things that's very individual, very individual. But for us, maintenance-free living It meant those things. The fact that this is a place where no, you're not. You're just not coming to die. You're coming to live. You're coming to live your life, and that was a powerful attraction for us to simplify life, to be able to get out and walk, to know that there are lakes to see, as you can see the DeSoto golf course there off to our left. This kind of beauty and being able to take these kinds of walks. And as I've said probably too many times already, so many places inside the village where you can just drive down some street and there's not a house in sight and pull your car over and just walk. And you're walking on an asphalt street that nobody drives down and nobody walks. I'm going to shut up and let you listen to this water. I love running water. This kind of beauty is just everywhere you look. Everywhere you look, and the wildlife that you can see, mostly small, but deer, turkeys, and other kinds of critters, rabbits, and there's just something ridiculously peaceful about it and rejuvenating about it. And for us, it's a huge part of being able to simplify life at this age of life. We don't worry about any sense of belonging. We're homebodies, but at the same time, there are plenty of people to connect with. There are plenty of people who are extraordinarily friendly. I've not had a bad encounter yet. We have started coming to visit in 2018, and we visited here a lot, and we were absolute outsiders because, well, we were in an Airbnb in a neighborhood, and we'd get out and walk, and people were just friendly. And the other thing is you find everybody's from somewhere. Everybody is from somewhere. Yes, there are some folks who kind of grew up here. Lori Henderson with McGraw Realtors, sponsor of the show. You know, Lori learned to drive here. Chief Christy Bennett, she grew up around here. And so you have folks like that, but there's an awful lot of us that, you know, we just got here as quickly as we could. And we got here because of what you're looking at, what you're experiencing with this walk. And there's just some peace and tranquility and simplification of our life that we love. And speaking of Chief Bennett, Hot Springs Village being a gated community with its own police force and its own fire department is a very secure place. Does crime exist here? Yes. Anywhere there are humans, there's going to be crime. And we do have humans here. And so, yes, there is crime. But it's a safe place. I get emails, particularly from women, and in some cases they are widowed. In other cases, they're just single and they're interested in coming to the village, but they got appropriately concerns about what is safety like for me as a single female. And the village is a safe place. Yes, I'm going to tell people, just like I do over at the Facebook group, everybody's got to be a little bit on guard. This is not a place where paranoia runs deep, and that's another big factor for it being a place where we can simplify our life and live pretty worry-free. In fact, I'll tell you, coming from Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas, extraordinarily worry-free. I'm not advising it, but I will tell you this. People will leave their homes and not lock doors. You can drive past houses and you will see some people who've got a screen door, and you will see the actual front door open and the screen door is closed. I don't know if they're home or not, but I can tell you, I know some people who they leave the front door open. They leave this kind of the screen door, the glass door closed. Again, I'm not advising this. I'm just using this as an anecdote to tell you how safe the place is and how worry-free life here can be. For me, what you're seeing is just chief among it all. Cost of living, that's a huge factor. What you're looking at as we walk this trail is a major, major, major factor. And it really propelled us to simplify our lives so that we could get over here and spend more time over here. The other big factor for us that did play a role in simplifying our life was to be no further away from family than we are. And for me, it went a little beyond family because I've got my own business and I do executive and leadership coaching for city government leaders, and all of my clients are in Texas. And so we keep the road pretty hot between Hot Springs Village and Dallas-Fort Worth, and it is door to door, it's 5 hours. So where we live in DFW, from our house in Hot Springs Village to there, 5 hours. And while it'd be great if it was 3, like I tell people, if it was only 3 hours away, then you wouldn't be looking at what you're looking at. Because you can't find this, what you're seeing and what you're experiencing in this walk, you can't find this within 3 hours of Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. You've got to travel further away than that. And frankly, you got to go east, which is where we are. So it's all great and wonderful. You know, being in the Ouachita Mountains foothills here and being kind of in the midst of the same geographical topography as the Ouachita National Forest, there's so many things that really add and contribute to the simplification of life, none of the least of which is how much it cools down at night. You know, when you're used to living in the city and you're surrounded by concrete and steel, you're painfully aware in the summer months especially, which is, we're coming up on them, you're painfully aware of just how the city retains heat. And you get out in nature where you are surrounded by way more trees than houses and acres of natural woodlands like you're looking at here, as opposed to concrete and asphalt and steel. And it's remarkable the difference. It's remarkable the temperature drop at night and how it cools down and how that can make you feel. Those of us from Texas can tell you, I mean, the summer months, the dog days of summer just absolutely are a beating. And yes, it gets hot here. And yes, it gets humid here. And yes, we've got bugs here because, well, look at it. If you're a bug, why wouldn't you want to live here? So the bugs love it just like we do. And listen, we can protect ourselves from that kind of stuff. And thankfully, we got air conditioning when it gets too oppressive. But it's just glorious. It's glorious way more days than it's not. And we look down on this creek. We had some rain within the last 3 days or so. And so the water's running, which is awful nice. The simplification of life, I cannot overstate the value that it has brought to us and the value that it has been described to me by other people, and we all use very similar language. It's just a breath of fresh air. It's just a release. It's just an kind of a feeling. It's just a big exhale kind of a feeling. And those of us that chase that and pursue that and want that, it's just awesome. Now, I will tell you, here's a caveat: it takes some getting used to. If you have lived a faster paced life like many of us have, with your work and with just where you live and traffic and the congestion of that many people in a space like a Dallas-Fort Worth, and you come here, there's absolutely some getting used to. And I'm not going to deny that. But the pursuit of that is awesome. It's worth chasing, it's worth catching, and you can absolutely catch it here. For us, the purging was a big deal, when it comes to all the possessions and all the things that you look at. And I guess as we get older and our parents have gotten older or are getting older, and for some of us, perhaps both parents have passed away, and perhaps we've had to go in and clean things up, and facing those challenges, that's real. Let's hear some more water. It's no skin off my nose how you approach your life when it comes to possessions, but those of us that have had to deal with parents who didn't go through that purging process, and we're like, man alive, what are we going to do with all of this stuff? Rhonda and I started looking at our life and realizing, okay, we're not going to leave this to the family. There's just some stuff here that we've got no use for. We really need to simplify our life. And frankly, for us, that's where it started. That was the genesis of the whole Simplify Your Life train for us, is just getting rid of unnecessary, useless stuff. And I just went into maniac mode about it and really got high behind and just made it my mission to get rid of as much stuff as I could get rid of and just boil it down to the most useful stuff. It's a worthwhile pursuit, and I give Hot Springs Village high marks for making that happen. I'm not sure if we hadn't moved and decided that we were going to spend a lot of time over here, I'm not sure I would have done that. And so I'm going to give appropriate credit to the village for helping motivate me, inspire me to do that. And I think it can do that for you too, if that's what you want. And you may not. You may not. I know some folks that are over here in the village, and they have simplified their life in a lot of ways, but not that way. I'm just a sucker for running water. I mean, this is just awesome.
Very beautiful like
Yeah, and somebody Somebody remarked, yeah, the running water, it's great and wonderful, except it gives me the urge to go to the bathroom. I need to go pee after I watch this much running water. Yeah, come on, we're old. It can happen. But it's great. It's wonderful. It's just one of the huge, huge benefits of being here inside the village. I don't know if it starts with possessions for you or not, but that was a big one for us, which for us, the sequence was we want to spend more time in the village and we don't want to have this much stuff. We don't want to move this much stuff. We don't want to maintain this much stuff. And so we purged. Then next for us came the financial part. I began to track and spreadsheet. I'm kind of a spreadsheet junkie. And I began to just lay out, okay, what are the costs? What's it going to cost us to live in the village versus what's it going to cost us to live, let's say, full time in Texas? And the cost difference is dramatic. It's dramatic. I mean, we're talking thousands of dollars a month in cost difference because it's just that much more affordable inside the village. Now, we kind of wrecked the thing because we're splitting time between two places. I'm not necessarily advising that, but you know, that honestly is the biggest complication for us, but it's where we're at. And those steps, by the way, go up to a backyard. Kind of handy. I mean, these are people who've got a great backyard view. It's pretty stinking awesome. Making Hot Springs Village your retirement destination can absolutely provide you a big, big, big opportunity to just simplify things as much as you want to, or as little as you want to. You could come here and you can absolutely maintain the way you live right now. But you could also come here and kind of reinvent yourself and kind of make some decisions about some things that maybe you've always wanted to do. Maybe you've always wanted to just rid yourself of, a $200 a month storage fee for a bunch of boxes that you haven't gone through in forever. Can give you the opportunity to do that or not. It's completely up to you. We're going to walk a little further up here to this clearing, and then we're going to make our way back and share some more of this scenery with you. So we've been walking along, and on our left has been the DeSoto golf course. And in some cases, it's, we're further away from the golf course than at other times. And then over here on our right have been areas where houses kind of back up. And sometimes you can see the houses like here. And then at other parts of this trail, the houses are a little further away. So this does not feel like you're walking through a residential neighborhood because, well, really you're not. But you kind of sort of are. So we've walked, 25 minutes or so, and we'll kind of walk back and make a quicker trek of it. But I haven't shown you this trail before, and I wanted you to see it and see what kind of a trail it is. This was one of the first trails that we walked, September of 2018. We came to this trail, and it was the first trail. And so I've got a personal affinity for this trail. You can see it's rained not all that long ago. And as you can tell, it's an easy trail to walk. That flashing light up ahead was an electric bike coming our way, and I didn't want to impose a lack of privacy for the guy riding the bike, so I let him pass before we keep on going. Here's these stairs we pointed to, and you can see the back of the houses here. So during this part of the trail, the houses are more visible. Pretty cool, though. Be able to walk out your back porch, walk down these steps, and presto changeo, here you are. You're on the trail and right there by the golf course. Lots of folks here in the village at night will walk the cart path of the golf courses. So the folks that live around these golf courses, when they're not walking these kinds of trails, you will see people out walking on the cart path of the golf courses after the courses have closed. Those are also nice places to go walk, real nice places to go walk. Obviously not as wooded as these kinds of hikes, but very cool nonetheless. And it's real surprising, especially around dusk, how much wildlife you can see out roaming around on a golf course. Not at night, but close to night. Especially around some of the water features of the golf courses. This is an easy path if footing is a problem or up and down hills is a problem, then this is a great walk. It's relatively level and even, and footing is sure because of this asphalt, even if it is covered with leaves and some dirt and things. And as you can tell, it's a beautiful. You don't even have to have sunscreen when you go on this walk. That was one of the things Rhonda liked about it, being fair-skinned as she is. The negative of this trail and other trails that are so heavily wooded is if the humidity is really high and the heat is high, the breeze is low. And so it can be, it's cool because you're in the woods, but it can be hotter because the minute you get out, it's like, oh, there is a breeze. We weren't able to feel it. Everybody that I talk to, which is not a statistically valid thing, but everybody is yearning for a simpler life. Everybody is yearning for a quieter pace of life. And so that's kind of the reason for the subject today of just having a conversation about the simplicity of life and how simple life can be. And I'm not saying that life can't be simple in many other places. For me, being a citizen in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas for over 35 years, the environment just fuels a pace, and it fuels a stress that I admittedly loved until I didn't. And now I love this. And when I pull into the city limits in Dallas, Texas, I'm like, oh, get me out of here. Get me out of here. So it's really hard. It's really hard. It's growing increasingly harder for us to leave the village when we do go back to Texas. And we split our time. We pretty much split our time. And so we're back in Texas a lot, and we're here a lot. But I'm rather envious of people that are here all the time. I'm rather envious of people that are here full time. For me, that's the one area of my life that I just have not simplified, quite frankly, because I don't want to. And that probably is the wrong term for it, but I've got clients and I've got business and I've got family. So I've got really, really compelling reasons to not be able to simplify my life in that way. And I love what I do. I love the work and I love the clients. And so that's just one of those things that I don't want to give up. And there may be things like that in your life. There may be things that aren't simple and you don't want to give those up. And you've got your reasons for it, just like me. So I'm simplifying all the things that I want to and the things that I know I can, and in doing so, I'm not sacrificing anything that is highly valuable to me. In fact, I'll tell you, I'm gaining. The more I've learned to let go, especially of things, man, the freer it's gotten. And I think you'll hear that sentiment from many, many, many people who live in the village. Have you just seen anything on this walk that you just like, man, that's awful? No, of course not. Of course not. But for you, your happy place might be a beach. And this just may not do it for you. You may think, well, that's great and wonderful, and that'd be a great place to visit, but I'd really like to live on a beach. I get it. I salute you. You should find a beach. You definitely should find a beach. But if you're looking for a forest, welcome to Hot Springs Village, Arkansas. Because we got your forest. I'm going to shut up and let you listen to a little bit of music while we finish out this walk, but I'm going to keep taking you with me. You can fast forward or you can just enjoy this stroll. And while you're strolling, let me encourage you to do one thing. Imagine being here. Imagine Hot Springs Village being home. And imagine a simpler life. And imagine being able to do this almost every day of the year. Thanks for watching Hot Springs Village Inside Out. You'll find all our episodes at hotspringsvillageinsideout.com or on YouTube.